Suppose you are building an AI that can play chess. It makes one move and the opponent responds. Then the AI makes the another move and this process keep repeating. But before making a move, the AI tries to look several moves ahead to find the best possible decision. The problem is that as the AI looks further ahead, the number of possible game states grows extremely fast. Even searching just a few moves ahead can require evaluating many positions. So the real challenge isn't just finding the best move. The real challenge is deciding which game state are actually worth exploring. A straightforward solution is to evaluate every possible move until a certain depth, calculate the final outcome of every path, and then choose the move that gives the best result. This is exactly what the Minimax algorithm does. Minimax assumes that both players play perfectly. The AI always tries to maximize its score while the opponent always tries to minimize it. After evaluating all possible future positions, the algorithm works backward to determine the best first move. The problem is that Minimax explore every branch, making it computationally expensive as the search tree grows. This is where alpha-beta pruning comes into the picture. Alpha-beta pruning does not change the answer produced by Minimax. Instead, it skips the branches that are mathematically guaranteed not to affect the final decision. In other words, it reaches exactly the same answer while performing much less computations. Before understanding alpha-beta pruning, let's first understand how Minimax works. And for that, we have taken this small example where we have 4-leaf node 3, 5, 2 and 9. The root node belongs to max, meaning that AI wants the highest possible score. The second level belongs to the minimum because the opponent wants the lowest possible score. So let's start solving this from the bottom. We'll start from the left bottom. So we have 3 and 5. So we'll calculate the minimum of 3 and 5. So that is 3 over here. So we will have 3. And for the right node, we have 2 and 9. So we'll calculate the minimum of 2 and 9. So we will have 2 over here. Now for the top node, we'll calculate the max value of 3 and 2. So we will get over 3. So the optimal value becomes 3 over here. Notice that although 9 is the largest number in the tree, max never gets the value of 9 over here because the opponent will always choose number 2. Now imagine if the tree grows larger, so we have 12 leaf nodes over here. Instead of evaluating only 4 leaf nodes over here, the algorithm will now evaluate 12 leaf nodes. In real games like chess, the tree can contain millions of possibilities. Evaluating every branch becomes extremely slow over here. So the question becomes here, can we stop exploring the branches or can we avoid exploring the branches that can never affect the final outcome? The answer is yes. And that is what the alpha-beta pruning does. To understand it, we first need to understand alpha and beta. So alpha is symbolized like this and beta is symbolized like this. The alpha is the best possible value or the max value and the beta is a minimum guaranteed value. We keep alpha initially to be minus infinity and beta to be positive infinity. These are the initial values of alpha and beta. Why we are keeping alpha to be minus infinity and beta to be plus infinity? Because alpha has not explored anything yet. Alpha will tend to grow towards positive infinity while exploring the tree. And beta is tend to grow towards negative infinity because beta want to minimize the value. As the algorithm explores the tree, alpha keeps increasing because max wants a larger value while beta keeps decreasing because it wants the minimum possible value. But the most important condition to remember while doing alpha beta pruning is if alpha becomes greater than equals to beta, we immediately stop exploring the tree. Let's understand why. We'll take our previous example over here. Initially, we will keep alpha to be minus infinity and beta to be plus infinity. We'll start with the left subtree. So we'll calculate the minimum of 3 and 5 again. That becomes a 3. So the value of 3 remains over here. And now the alpha is being updated like max of minus infinity and 3. So alpha will compare max of minus infinity with this 3. So the max value is over 3 over here. So alpha becomes our 3 over here. Now we move to the right min node. So the current value of alpha is 3 over here. So the beta is equals to plus infinity. So the first child of the right subtree gives the value of 2. So we'll keep 2 over here first. Then we'll calculate beta is equals to plus infinity comma 2 and we have to calculate the minimum of this. We have 2 over here. So we'll keep 2 over here. So now we'll compare alpha is equals to 3 and beta is equals to 2. So in this case, alpha is greater than equals to beta because 3 is greater than equals to 2. So we will immediately stop exploring the rest of the tree. So we will immediately prune this part. The algorithm will immediately stop exploring the remaining child. So we say 9 is pruned over here, and we are not going to explore any more in the right subtree because we have already got the minimum value of 2 over here. So why we skipped 9? Because minimum has already the value of 2. So even if the second child was 9, 50 or even 1000, the minimum would always choose the value of 2 because it will always select the smallest value. Since max has already the another option worth 3, max will never choose this subtree. So exploring 9 cannot possibly change the final outcome. So this is called the pruning, and we don't have to explore all the parts of the tree because it is being pruned and it cannot change the final outcomes. Notice something important. We did not prune 9 because it was small or large. We actually pruned 9 because we proved mathematically that 9 would never change the final outcome. So now let's move to a bigger example. So in this tree you can see we have 12 leaf node to evaluate. So we'll start from the left subtree. We will keep max value to be alpha, minimum to be beta, and same for this. And initially we'll keep the alpha value to be minus infinity and the beta value to be plus infinity. And at every node we are going to check that this condition is satisfied or not. If this condition is satisfied, we don't need to explore any of the subtrees. So we first evaluate the left subtree. The first max node returns max of 8, 7 and 6. So this gives the value to be 8. So we'll just do it for the second node. So the max of 5, 4 and 3. So the max of 5, 4 and 3 comes out to be 5. So now we have the value of 8 and 5 for this left subtree. So we'll keep 8 over here, 5 over here. So now the value of alpha becomes alpha is equals to max of minus infinity and 5 because the initial value of alpha is minus infinity. So the value of alpha becomes 5. So we have 5 over here as the value of alpha. Now we'll move to the right subtree. The first max node that we have to evaluate is 9, 8 and 7. So the max of 9, 8 and 7 comes out to be 9. So we have 9 over here. Now beta is equals to minimum of plus infinity and 9. So it becomes 9 over here. So we have the value of beta is equals to 9. So now we'll check this condition. If alpha, this is the core condition, this is the golden rule, alpha is greater than or equals to beta. So in this case, alpha is equals to 5 from here and beta is equals to 9. So in this case, beta is much more greater than alpha. So this condition is not satisfied over here. So we'll keep exploring. So the next max node starts with the first child, that is 2. So the current base becomes alpha is equals to max of minus infinity and 2. So this gives us 2. So the max value between minus infinity and 2 is 2. So this value is returned to the minimum node. So the minimum node is updated to beta is equals to minimum of 9 and 2. So the minimum of 9 and 2 comes out to be 2. So we have beta is equals to 2 over here. So now we will again check for the condition that this condition is satisfied or not. So the current value of alpha is equals to 5 and beta is equals to 2. And since the condition over here is satisfied that alpha is greater than or equals to beta, so 5 is greater than equals to 2. So this condition is satisfied. So we are going to prune these branches and we are not going to explore any more in this subtree. So the right subtree is pruned over here and the left subtree returned 5, the right subtree returned 2. So the root value becomes alpha is equals to max of 5 and 2. So that becomes a 5. So we have a value of alpha to be 5 over here. So the optimal value of this tree is 5 over here. So this is how alpha-beta prunings help us to reduce the number of nodes to explore. Now let's understand an important practical concept. Does alpha-beta always prune the same number of nodes? The answer is no. The order in which the nodes are explored matters a lot. Suppose max explore the larger value first. Let's say we have values 10, 8, 6 and then 2. So suppose max explore the larger value first, in this case like 10. Now alpha quickly becomes 10. So now many branches fail the alpha beta condition and get pruned. But if you start exploring in this order 2, 6, 8 and 10, so alpha increases slowly. Since alpha stays low for longer, fewer branches satisfy the pruning condition. The algorithm performs the much more work. This is why professional chess engines always try to explain the most promising move first. Good moves ordering leads to more pruning. More pruning means deeper search. Another question students often ask is whether alpha beta changes the final answer. The answer is no. If you solve the same tree using Minimax and then solve it using alpha beta pruning, both algorithms will produce the same optimal solution. Alpha beta skips the calculation that are mathematically proven that they are unnecessary and is not going to affect a final solution. There are also a few common mistakes beginners make. One mistake is thinking that alpha and beta are values stored at every leaf node. They are not. They are the bounds that get updated while moving through the tree. Another mistake is assuming pruning happen at every minimum node and every maximum node. It doesn't. Pruning only happens when the condition that is alpha is greater than equals to beta becomes true. A third mistake is believing that a pruned branch might contain a better answer. It might contain a larger or smaller value, but mathematically, that value can no longer affect the final decision because another branch has already guaranteed a better outcome. Finally, here's a simple trick that helps solve almost every alpha beta question. Whenever you reach a max node, keep updating alpha. And whenever you reach a minimum node, keep updating the beta. After every update, immediately check, is alpha greater than equals to beta? If the answer is yes, stop exploring the remaining children of the subtree. That single condition is the heart of the entire algorithm. So if you remember the complete flow, Minimax explores every possible game state assuming both players play optimally. While alpha stores the best value, max has already secured, and beta stores the best value, minimum has already secured. And whenever alpha becomes greater than or equals to beta, the remaining branches cannot influence the final decision anymore. Those branches are safely ignored, allowing the AI search much deeper in the same amount of time while still producing exactly the same optimal result. So if you found this video helpful, do like, share and comment. And that's all from my side in this video. See you in the next one.